Yeah, I know. Welcome to Jtwes Monday Night Live. Thank you guys in the house and the AC. I just got back myself not too long ago and shoved down some dinner,
Getting watermelons.
getting watermelons, and trying to bush hog the quote unquote parking lot for the plow day field, which we're going to have to end up bush hogging it twice. Bush hog it now, which I didn't get finished today because I ran out of time. Uh, Bush hog it now, and then maybe about a week before plow day, kind of slicking it off a little bit again. But it's a jungle out there.
Yeah.
I purposely stopped halfway because I need to vacuum the radiator out before I do the other half because it's putting a lot of stuff in the grill, and we'll put the vacuum up to the radiator and pull some of those seeds off.
And it's about to get hot again, too.
Yes, golly.
It was actually chilly the last few mornings, and now it's going to
Oh
be.
yeah, I run my heat 3 days last week.
Yeah, it's chilly in the mornings, and now it's going to be back up in the upper 90s, mid to upper 90s for the next few days, and high humidity.
Oh,
So,
is it? Yeah, just in time for a big pre-wear.
yeah, with no air condition.
All right, so all the commercials done.
Yeah,
I guess.
commercials are done. We have Mark Young is in here.
Hey, Mark Young.
Mark Young's always our very
First, this is in here
yes,
a lot of time.
he's
Yeah.
very prompt. I appreciate that. Let's see, Orbra Horton.
Hey, Orbra. Couple more days, I'll blow the horn when I go by Pilot Mountain. Maybe you'll hear me.
Paul Ford is on.
Hey, Paul.
Says good evening back in Southwest Louisiana where it's hot and humid. Missed the cool weather in the north.
Yep. Yeah, we're missing it here too.
Farmall Eric is on.
Hey, Farmall Eric.
And William May.
Hey, William May.
And Joseph Lott.
Joseph Lott, is that your name?
I think so. He may have been on last week. Carolina Smith is on.
Carolina Smith, that sounds new.
It's good evening from Roxborough.
Carolina Smith. That sounds like it almost sounds like
A company name.
a company name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because we know so many companies with Carolina in it because
like
where we
Carolina
live.
Hardware. What's
Yeah.
the one in Burleson? It sells stuff. Carolina Supply,
Oh, yeah.
I think, is the name of it.
I think so. Timbo is on.
Hey, Timbo.
And Allison is on.
Hey, Allison.
Allison says Duke is in the house. Yeah, Allison, it's National Dog Day. And so give Duke a hug for me. Tell him I miss him.
I forgot to pet Rudy then.
Yeah, you better go pet Rudy. Which with Rudy, he thinks it's every day is
Yeah, National Dog
National
Day.
Dog
for him.
Day. Joey Neal's on.
Hey, Joey.
And Janice is on.
Hey, Janice. Janice, I called Roger, said I had some watermelons, just need to pick them out.
Orbra says he'll be listening for your honking the horn.
Yeah. I think he's actually in Virginia, though. It's just close to Pilot Mountain, but he's actually in Virginia.
Let's see. Gurney is on.
Hey, Gurney.
I always want to say G. Wayne.
G. Wayne. Hey, G. Wayne.
Yeah. Mark Moore is on.
Hey, Mark Moore.
Says, good evening, y'all. Got a little bush hogging done this evening.
Yeah, I was talking to Nick Blanton on the phone today, and Nick wanted to try some of the. I've made up my mind. I'm just going to bush hog this Hastings down. I'm not going to use no seed off of it, and I'm going to use a different part of the plow day field for my Hastings next year. But anyway, having said all that, Nick said, "Hey, send me a couple of those ears, and I'll plant them and see if that smut comes back." And I kid you not, Nick, I looked out there today when I was bush hogging the parking lot. There ain't no ears out there that don't have smut on it. And the ones that don't have smut, the deers have already eat the ears. So we're going to have to think about something else on that deal. I hadn't bush hogged it yet, but I just looking out there at it, it doesn't have anything on it.
Nikki is on.
Nikki.
Bowers Brothers Farm says, hello, Joey and Leno and Sam, too. Yeah, Sam's somewhere in the background. It was Sam's first day of school today.
Yeah.
And he'll be hopefully driving himself to school come Thursday. We're going to go get his license. And so I've been taking him to and from school till then.
Isn't Wesley a little bit younger than him?
Yes.
And Wesley's got his license.
Yeah. Well, that's because they used a private driving
he
school.
went and got his permit at 15.
Right. Sam couldn't because he didn't even have an option to
Yeah,
take a
that's
class till, you know.
The driving class.
Yeah. So we use our public school driving class, and they were really behind. So Sam's about 9 months behind getting on his
See,
getting his
back in
license.
my day, the coaches generally did it. The coaches spread it out, and you just basically run their errands for them.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and that's how Will did too, because Will went and drive around with his instructor
But we did
too.
it in school.
During the day?
During the day. Like
Oh.
it was a class period. If the period was 45 minutes, well, we had 45 minutes to run his errands.
Yeah, no. Laura's on.
Hey, Laura.
John Briggs is on. Hey, John.
Hey, John.
Johnny Edgerton.
Johnny Edgerton.
Good evening. Sitting here with our official first grader. Today was the first day of school.
Oh, boy, I bet he was happy.
Oh, yeah. Eddie Longus is on.
Hey, Eddie.
It says hello from Hanover, Virginia. Allison says Carolina Smith sounds like a country star. It does.
Johnny, you better, you can remember when Will and all of them's in first grade like that.
Yeah. And first grade starts the real school because like kindergarten, they're really getting acclimated to just going to school and just getting in a routine of going to school. And it's pretty, simple things. But now first grade, they start really, start piling on them. But I know he'll do great.
I was going to say he will do great. I just wonder if, him being smart as he is and riding tractors and everything else, he'll be bored.
Yeah, that's
he'll be bored like Ellie.
Right, that was Elliot's problems. He wanted to be outside. He didn't want to be sitting in a class all day. Martin Farms is on.
Hey, Martin Farms.
Hey, Jtwes family. Lino, are you okay? You sound sick. If so,
No, she's Steele.
If so, we hope you feel better. Saying a prayer for you. Thank you, Martin Farm. Yes, I need some prayers because I have like the world's longest cold. It will ease up. I think I'm getting better, and then it gets back worse again. And I've been trying to drink grape juice every single day, and so far it hasn't
Wasn't
helped.
somebody on here that told you to drink grape juice?
No, Cliff did.
Cliff did.
Amy did. Cause
I'm not talking to Amy right now. We're not mentioning
But
Amy's
yes,
name
I've
right
been
now.
drinking some grape juice every day, just trying to do something. So I don't know. And then I think the weather going up and down, and I always have sinus problems. So I'm just sickly here lately, and I don't know why. And of course, I still have to do everything that I would do while I'm well. So sometimes that doesn't help you any when you don't get any, take any rest time.
I hope they don't watch our lives.
Why?
I said I'm not talking to Amy right now.
Oh, she would be like, fine, don't talk to her. She said, I'm not talking to you either. Jay Pill is on.
Hey, J. Peel.
He says autumn weather here this last week.
Oh, yes. It was here, too, for the most part. It still got up kind of warm, but the mornings were real crispy, and the crabgrass didn't grow much because it needs hot humidity weather.
Dunlap is on.
Hey, Dunlap.
Says, hello, y'all, thumbs up. Orbor says, I work right next to 52.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Carl Capel is on.
Hey, Carl.
Hello, guys. Got any cotton cracking yet?
No, but I filmed a little bit up there today when I did the bush hogging and stuff, and it's got some of them about as big as a silver dollar balls on them. They're hard, and so it's probably going to be a little bit longer for the cracking. I hope they're cracking open by plow day. I would like for everybody to be able to see some out there and walk out there and stuff and see it. I hope it is anyway.
They should be cracking by then.
And the watermelon vines, we went up there today. Dave's probably the last picking. The vines there were places where the vines were just slapped brown, like died. It had a dead stem hooked to the watermelon, which I just knocked it off and picked up the watermelon.
Well, and it's turned dry real quick, too.
We've gotten back dry pretty good. My buddy Sam, he's going to cut that field for me so I can get the weeds down where I can handle it with the 140. But I don't know how good it's going to cut right now because it may be a little dry on it.
Laura says, can you get me a few watermelons?
Yeah, they're on the porch.
Joey Neal says, they make an air blow gun that's made for blowing out radiator. It works great for radiators and air filters.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I got a DeWalt leaf blower. That thing will push some air pretty good. But most time I take a vacuum and suck that stuff back off the radiator, and it just kind of peels right back out of the radiator and does a pretty good job. Is what I usually do.
Pat Doka is on.
Hey, Pat.
Went back to Tennessee to see the family last week. Weather was super, sure was pretty and green. Back home now, 108 today.
Ooh, where's he
Yeah.
at? But that's probably not 100.
I don't know if he's
I
Arizona
think
or
he's out there.
Texas.
Yeah, I think he's out there.
Pat,
somewhere.
tell us where you're from again. Not that we'll remember next time either. Chet Hodges is on.
Hey, Chet.
And Janice says, my allergy sinuses are giving me a fit too. Yeah. Roger says he's coming in the morning to get watermelon.
Yeah, Roger. It's, go to the. There's not that many right there as you go in, but on the backside back there, I mean, I expect you could probably pick 5 or 10 if you want it. And keep an eye out at the edge of the patch. The ragweeds are about that tall. There's some of the vines went up in them ragweeds, and they put out some pretty nice watermelons in those ragweeds, and they're big size. I picked about 7 or 8, and I mean, that's all I could get in the truck. And because I didn't put them on the bed of the truck. But you get all you want.
Yeah, maybe Roger needs to bring me his cold medicine.
Yeah.
You know, he makes some homegrown cold medicine that might work. Allison says, Lino, you know the beach air makes you feel better when you're sick.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. I wish we were getting to go to the beach for Labor Day. That would be so wonderful. And just the thought of going would probably make me feel better too. Pat says Phoenix, Arizona. So he's
Phoenix,
Arizona, yeah. Where they don't have grass in their yards, a lot of people. It's just the like rocky desert looking stuff.
Phoenix.
This 1904 farm is on.
Hey, 1904 Farms.
Good evening, everyone. Just finished our second cutting of hay.
That's seems like some people struggling with hay, and some people just got all they want this year.
Nick Bland's on.
Hey, Nick.
Hello, y'all. Running a little late. Had to go pick up my 100 from the farm so I could finish grinding corn.
Nick, I was just telling everybody that I did not see any Hastings out there, believe it or not, out of 20 rolls, and because I bush hogged one side and then I went down the other side. I didn't bush hog it down, but I was looking out through there as I bush hogged, Nick, and I didn't see none. Probably what I'll do is when I bush hog it, if I see a stalk with one, I'll just stop and get off and get it.
Farmall Eric says, when is plow day again?
October the 5th, Farmall Eric.
October 5th. That's the first
First
Saturday
Saturday
in October.
Yep. Yeah, I noticed there's something over in Granville County, a farm show the same day. I hate that, but I try to do early October because folks like Matt, Farmall 51, he does the state fair, and I don't want it to be, interfering with the state fair and stuff, because they put on a big show there with all the international stuff.
Yeah.
Chapter 37.
And the farm show, when is that? Is that in?
That's in the spring.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember when that was. We went.
It's like February, March. Could even be January. I don't remember. But it's cold.
Yeah, it was chilly there.
Yeah.
Jack Graham says, good evening, folks. Hope all is well your direction. Oh, this is Jack Graham. Sorry, Jack. I didn't know you weren't on yet.
Sammy.
Weather is goofy in the west. Snow above 8,000 foot level. Now back to near 100 over the weekend.
Ooh.
So yeah, that's extreme from, being cold to warm.
Take Laura that oldest big watermelon and tell her to cut out, because it's the oldest one. We've had it about a week now.
Is it the one sitting at the rail?
Yes, at the railing. Take her that one.
And Laura, if it's no good or not ripe or something,
Just throw it away.
we'll have another one.
I give you another one.
It's just the oldest one, Laura. I'm trying to keep them in order.
Eddie Longest wants to know, can you use a tobacco planter to plant sweet potatoes?
I do.
Yes.
Got a video of it, Eddie. The only thing I did not do, and I may do next year, it didn't bother me this year. I didn't have no disease on my potatoes or anything. But the fellow at Steele Plant Company told me if I wanted to, quote unquote, make sure that I'm starting with a fresh plant that has nothing from the place it come from or anything like that, is to cut any root off of it, and basically just you're planting a bare stem at that point. The only thing about that is if it's hot and it needs a lot of water, because it's it's going to have to root from that bare stem.
Greg Mosier's on.
Hey, Greg.
He says, hey, Joey and Leno and everyone. And Pat Doka says that he does not own a lawnmower.
Don't know no more.
No, and that's what,
Pat
yeah.
Doka probably didn't watch my
No.
Pro Z 970 review.
Nah.
That was nothing to him.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm good. Nick Blanton says that's how our field corn turned out, about 1 ear every 10 foot.
Oh man, Nick. Yeah, I looked out there, Nick, and I was like, man, I said, Nick ain't gonna get nothing.
Farmall Eric says my wife has to have surgery that weekend. We'll try to come next year. Hopefully then I'll have a tractor and live closer to LOL.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Yeah, and you don't have to have a tractor to come.
Yeah, I don't want people to think that.
Yeah, and as many people that do come, I'm glad they all don't bring a tractor because we wouldn't have enough space for everybody to plow.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's just good. I mean, I welcome, the tractors are fine. Bring as many tractors as you want, but I like for folks that watch the channel that maybe don't have a tractor. I want those folks to come too. It ain't just for tractors. It's just kind of get together.
Yeah, and there's plenty of people there who don't even own a tractor. They just like coming, and so it's a fun time and fun day, and we have lunch, and so.
And a lot of y'all watch the same. We all kind of watch some of the same channels. I watch, Farmall 51 or Pete or Old Red Tractors or different channels, and if those folks are there, you can meet them too.
Chet Hodges says prayers for Megan and Andy's family at True Grit Appalachian Ways for the loss of her dad.
Yeah, she posted that, and I hated that. I gave Andy a text the other day, or actually yesterday, and I was actually going to mention that along with soybean farmer. We've talked about praying for him from time to time. He passed away a week ago Monday, I believe it was. And Matt at Farmall 51 posted a little video about that. We knew it, but neither one of us said anything until Matt stopped by just to kind of check and make sure it was okay that we did mention it. And his wife was trying to get into his YouTube channel to maybe let folks know that he had passed away. And so that's cousin Scott's cousin, soybean farmer. Which soybean farmer I probably had a YouTube channel about probably before cousin Scott did. And but enjoyed having him on here and seeing him comment from time to time, and we just let y'all know that too.
Yeah. Pat said he loved your review. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you, Pat.
He's a dedicated viewer. Jay Pill says honey and lemon is good for colds.
Yeah.
Well, I'll pull a Mike Lewis. I don't have no honey and I don't have no lemon.
Yeah. We got a fella, Mike Lewis, at church. Bless his heart. He, but, I give it to him. He didn't take but just little
I don't know how much he took.
teaspoons.
I don't know. It's the honey lemon brandy is what's supposed to help a cold.
Yeah.
He said, but I didn't have no honey and I didn't have no lemon. And it just cracks me up, just the way he said it, because he was just being so,
Yeah.
I didn't have honey and I didn't have lemon.
But
so.
I mean, if you drink a half bottle of NyQuil trying to get rid of a cold, you've drank about as much alcohol.
Well, I'm not drinking a half bottle of NyQuil. You're trying to kill me.
No, I'm saying like if you took every night for like 3 or 4 nights, you took the dosage of the.
Because it's got alcohol in it.
And
Yeah.
NyQuil's got quite a
Yeah, I
bit.
don't even have no NyQuil either. I could probably use that. Orba says they're going to try to come this year. Yes,
Good, Orba.
Orba and Camber and their
Yep.
children. We'd love to see y'all again because they got here kind of late last time.
Yeah.
So they missed lunch and missed the crowd. So we'd love to see you guys this year. Mark Spradley is on.
Hey, Mark Spradley,
Hey, y'all, from right here in good old South Georgia.
South Georgia.
Getting ready for fall gardening here in a few weeks.
Yeah, I totally know. I got to kind of keep that on the back of my mind for the month of September, getting a plow day. And it's more than just bush hogging the parking lot. I got to bush hog around the field, and then I got to get the field itself ready and get all of that. And then plus I got to think about garlic and onions to plant over here at the barn. So I got to count my garlic up, guys. I felt of a couple of balls of garlic when I went to get on the lawnmower that day, because you guys may have seen they're hanging right where I parked my lawnmower. And I squeezed some of them, and it was totally soft. There was nothing in there. So and then there was a couple that had it. So I got to get them all down and unpeel them and get them out of the wrappers so I can see what I got.
What about your figs that Sam put in the fridge?
Oh, I ate them.
You did eat them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because they were very green. I thought you have to turn.
I don't know why, but they will turn purple. There's some out there that turn purple.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
Sam had put them in the fridge, and he put a note on them that says, "These are for Dad." Like, I'm not going to eat some weird green thing that's just sitting in the fridge. Like, he didn't put them in a baggie or anything. There was just a bunch of them on the top shelf, and it
Yeah.
had a note on it. So he's having flashbacks of when his brothers lived here, when they used to put notes on their food of, this is Sam's, don't eat it. I'm talking to you, Elliot, or Will. He was like very specific on notes in the fridge. Laura said Sam just brought me over watermelon, and it's so sweet, so she cut into it.
Okay,
It's good.
Good.
She says thank you. And we've got Wayne Darnell from Kingsport, Tennessee on.
Hey, Wayne Darnell.
And speaking of that, because I think Wayne has been on our
Yeah, 'cause
live
we said
before.
Kingsport.
Yeah, but we've got, quite a few people on, and we only have so many people who actually comment. So if you
How
have
many's on?
90.
90. So Leno's saying that there's 90 folks in here, and
And
about
I'd say 20.
20 guys
who
20
always
of y'all comment. She wanted y'all to just comment of where you from. You ain't
Just-
got to say nothing.
Just put your, if you want to just put your state, that's fine. But if you want to put city, state, that'd be good.
And you give it a couple seconds.
Yeah, I
and
will.
They start saying.
I know. And then I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Whoa, don't comment so
I know.
fast.
I didn't expect people to follow directions.
Danny the other night asked a question, and his comments went from like this to. He said, "I can't keep up with it."
Okay, so Chet says, did you drive your Ram attached to the trailer to church yesterday, Joey?
I did not. I unhooked that thing because I'll just be honest with you. I just didn't want it out in the sun.
But he did take me to Starbucks with the truck and trailer.
Yeah, I
he
did.
wheeled it on in there.
Yeah, I did. That Friday, I was working on it. Well, I finished working on it that Thursday night. The Friday, I took Leno to Starbucks and a couple other places in town, and wheeled it around, took it everywhere. I mean, those goosenecks, man, they just pull so much different from, say, my RV does. You can get it in tighter spots, but it pulled fine, pulled great. And I washed it Saturday with it hooked up because I was going to leave it hooked up. And then Saturday evening, I told Leno, I said, Leno, I can't take it. I can't leave that thing out in the sun all week. So I unhooked it and put it back in the shed.
Ridiculous.
Well, I don't want my dash to crack.
Well, how long has my red truck been about? I always use a windshield in the red truck.
Yeah.
Because where I used to work, or when I worked at a building instead of home.
And we spent all day Saturday washing vehicles. I was going to record some, but it was just water and pressure washers. And Ellie came over and washed his truck. And
Oh yeah, I forgot Timbo's. Timbo, I seen you something about tires. Hold on. What kind of tire shine is on the tires in that thumbnail? I forgot to read that. I'm sorry.
Timbo, that is something McGuire's, and it's purple that Elliot had, and
It's like a gel, right?
It's a gel, and you put it on a pad and you wipe it on the tire. And the reason why it's on the trailer tires and not my truck, because the trailer tires are Carlisle's, and they're pretty slick sides. They don't have much raised up at all. And I couldn't put it on my truck tires because it's got raised letters, raised knobs, and I had to spray my truck tires.
Yeah, and I always tell Joey, don't wash our vehicles if you can't put tire shine on it. It's like wearing a nice, pretty outfit with ugly shoes or trashy shoes or the shoes you wear to your garden. You got to put tire shine on it. And my boys know I'm like that too. All right, hold on.
Yeah, you look like you got a bunch of...
Yeah, so we've got a lot of people who have listed where they're from.
So do you remember where you stopped off at?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got Thomas Gibbs from Arkansas.
Woo, Arkansas.
Joey Neal's in Kentucky.
Yep.
Dunlap's Oklahoma.
Dunlap's in Oklahoma.
Yes,
These
he's
are
told you that
Cowboys.
before. Farmall Eric is Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Wayne Strickland is Dunn,
Done.
North Carolina. 1904 Farm is Virginia. Timbo is 30 minutes from Kingsport, Tennessee.
Okay.
Dustin Watson is Nichols, South Carolina.
I've seen that. Yep.
Joseph Lott is Ashland, Alabama. Paul Ford is Ragley, Louisiana. Dennis Duncan is beautiful Southern Indiana. Timbo, oh, that's about the tires, never mind. Mark Benton says hello from Columbus County, North Carolina.
Columbus County. Ooh, you know we go through Columbus, I think, to get to the beach.
Not county. We go through the town of Columbus.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's near Plymouth.
Columbia.
Oh, yes, Columbia, near Plymouth, yeah. And Brian's on, Farm Boy 59, says, good evening, just got in from putting my granddaughter's new bed together.
Hey, Brian.
And Laura's representing Caswell County. Chet Hodges says Bullitt County, Georgia. And Brian says put the tire shine in a cup and use a paintbrush, and it helps get around the lettering.
Oh, yeah. That does make sense.
Mr. John Briggs is in Roxborough.
Roxborough. He's in the borough.
William May is White Cross.
White Cross?
Says Lathman, L-A-T-H-E man. Good evening from Washington State. We've got another
State. He's out
West
there.
Coaster.
Yeah, he's out there with Jack.
Mark Spragley wants to know, do y'all plant greens, and what is your favorite greens to eat? But you do, I mean, you like them.
I haven't planted any greens. I have before for some friends that I went to school with. I've planted some greens for them so they could come and pick them.
Yeah, so y'all get every one of them.
Yeah. Me personally, I hadn't planted none for myself, but I don't know who it was, but somebody at one of our church functions made a pot of greens. What, back in the spring? I don't
It was
remember.
Will and Megan's neighbors. I can't remember their last name,
Okay,
but they're a
whoever it
couple.
was. Oh, I'd ate that whole pot.
Yeah,
Them
Will
things were good. Man, they were good.
Will and Megan live in Person County, and their neighbor is the one who brought those greens.
And I guess I should, Bo, because I kind of like spinach, and Lena makes spinach every now and then for us.
I'll eat spinach,
Yeah, well,
but
spinach, greens are kind of
no,
like spinach.
it's not. That, because the way you like them, the way I tasted them, it tasted like old waxy fat.
Yeah, it tasted like the fatback she cooked it in.
Yeah, I didn't like that taste.
Oh, that
It
was
doesn't
good.
taste like bacon. It tasted just gross.
No, right.
Well, greens aren't for me. Maybe if I have them a different way, I would like them.
But I do like planting them, to answer your question, though.
Martin Farm is on.
Hey, Martin Farm.
They're from Lake City, Florida,
Lake
which I
City,
knew
that's
they were
right, yeah, I
Florida.
was telling you.
Greg Mosier is in Hickory
Hey, Greg.
in Catawba County. Martha Neal is in Kentucky.
Martha Neal. My mama was from Kentucky.
Yeah, she was from, where's the coal miner's daughter from? What's that? You know that movie?
I want to say Harlan County, Kentucky, or something like that.
Harlan,
Harlan or something.
yeah. Because Joey's mom's dad was a coal miner there.
Yeah.
and that's what he did. T. Hawkins is from Emporia, Virginia,
Emporia.
and Joseph Lott
That's
says
over Emporia. I'd say which race
Emporia.
car driver is that up from up Emporia? The Burtons is probably from up there, and there's one more that retired. I can't ever remember his name. I'll remember it in a minute.
the Wards.
The Wards are probably from up. Well, the Wards are up from where Mike Walker's from. But Emporia is can't remember his name. But go ahead.
Hold on, let me find my spot.
He'll probably comment it in a minute.
Joseph Lott says, like me some good collard greens.
Yes.
Farm Boy 59 says Walnut Cove.
Walnut Cove.
If you missed the 3 stoplights, you've missed it. It missed it all, and that's how Yanceyville is. There's 2 stoplights in Yanceyville. Well, no 3.
School, 86, and the square. Oh, and there's one out there
By the
past food line too.
yeah. Butterfly Farms is on.
Hey, Butterfly Farm.
Joey and Suzanne representing Hart County, Georgia.
Hart County, Georgia. Mm-hmm. We're going to just have us a campaign stop here in a minute.
Joey Neal says Butcher Hollow, Loretta Lynn.
Butcher Holler.
I guess he was talking about,
Probably where she was
yeah,
from.
Laura says Harlan County.
Harlan County. I knew it was something like that.
Oh, Chet is saying he's from the same place as Loretta Lynn, which was Butcher Holler.
Oh.
Mark Moore said Woods Brothers race shop is there.
Yeah, but the race car driver I'm talking about, he's good buddies with Dale Earnhardt Jr. Elliott Sadler. Elliott Sadler.
William May says we're making him think of Popeye the Sailor Man with the spinach. Maybe that's the only reason I like spinach is because I grew up watching Popeye.
I hated that car. I
What?
never liked Popeye. He just weird, man.
What's wrong with you?
He was weird.
He was an American hero.
Yeah, I just didn't like him.
Allison says, y'all know we are far on the other end of Tennessee.
She's at
Yes.
she's at the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
I swear I believe I could smell that river.
I had no
from my
idea
house.
Tennessee was that long. You know.
It's probably as long as North Carolina if you left the Outer Banks and went to Murphy.
That'd be 8 hours.
Nah, it's 9 hours.
Okay, but that's still not as long as that as Allison's.
Well,
But anyway,
I don't know, baby, because it was 10 hours, but take 3.5 or so away from it because we had to get to
yeah.
the state line.
yeah. Sadler Brothers. T. Hawkins says Sadler Brothers are from Emporia.
Yeah, Elliott Sadler.
Laura said she was born in Verda, Harlan County. And T. Hawkins says Elliott Sadler and brother Hermie Sadler,
Yeah.
my neighbors and dear friends.
Oh, wow.
Oh, J. Pill, Sherburne, North Yorkshire.
J. Pill, I think you need a Jtwes hat in England.
Yeah. Will Jones, William and Megan from Hurdle Mills, North Carolina.
Who is that?
I don't know. We'll gotta keep an eye on them though.
Yeah, we might have to block him.
Jason McDonald is on. He just gives a wave. Jason, let us know where you're from. We were doing something tonight where, and if you haven't done it yet, we got a lot of people who don't comment, and that they may just not have anything to add, but I just want to know what city or state or city and state you're from. Because I hadn't seen Jason's name before. And Welch Farms isn't on, I don't think.
Yeah, speaking of, and I think it's Welch Farms. I'm just going to say Mr. Welch because I don't want to say his first name.
I'm pretty sure his name was John Welch.
Well, I wasn't going to say his first name.
Oh.
I said Mr. Welch.
Oh, okay.
But if it is
Well,
Welch
there's a
Farms,
ton of John Welches in the world, so if he
Yeah.
wants to stay anonymous.
I don't know. He sent me this wonderful book of classic tractors, and I do look forward to looking through this thing. I might look through it while I'm driving to Michigan.
You might as well. I'll feel the same if you're doing that or whatever else.
I just said that, guys, because I know Lena's real attentive when I'm driving, but it's got a lot of. Oh, I knew a fella that had one of these tractors right here. He lived up the road from me. But anyway, thank you so much. We're going to enjoy that, and that will be a nice addition to my little bookshelf in there.
Will says, so now that you've fully restored your gooseneck, me and Ellie will borrow it a few times a week.
That'll be all right. But I put some water sealant on the lawnmower trailer, son.
Oh yeah. Did you get seal for the gooseneck yet?
I did, but I posed a question to the subscribers, and they'll determine, their answers will determine when I seal it.
Okay. And
I think I know what needs to happen, but I just want to get their opinion. I got a
Okay.
bunch of smart subscribers. They know.
and David says hello from Coreytown, Tennessee,
Tennessee.
and Jason McDonald is in North Carolina.
Okay.
So yeah, so we've got them from all over. It seems like
All over.
West Coast, abroad.
Yeah, middle of the country.
And one of our subscribers last week was from Canada.
yeah.
You know where you got
Yeah, I've only got one, and I have not mailed it out. If you're watching tonight, I did get the address from Canada for the little rocket worm sticker, but somebody else won, and they haven't. I've only got one email.
Well, if you don't email, then we can't remember everybody.
Then I'll put it on the RV.
Oh yeah. Brian says 1 year before sealing it.
1 year before say, yeah, I tried a little spot.
At least 1 year.
I tried a little spot about this big, Brian, and I noticed that it kind of skated across the wood, and it didn't soak up like the lawnmower trailer did. The lawnmower trailer just, I mean, it soaked it up just quick as a brush, put it on there. But the new wood on the gooseneck, like I said, I did a little spot like that, and it just kind of skated across the top and just sit there on top. It didn't soak in. But I kind of felt like that it probably need to sit 6 months or so before it's ready to soak it in.
Oh, it was One Pan Man who won it.
Was it One Pan
Yeah,
Man?
that you haven't mailed out yet.
No, yeah, One Pan Man is the Canada. He's one in Canada.
Right, and you're saying you haven't
I haven't
mailed
mailed
it.
his. Yeah, no,
but
I
he
haven't.
said thank you. He knows.
Oh.
He's saying okay.
Okay.
He knows.
Because I feel like I need to go by the post office personally and do that instead of just, I don't know that, you know, our normal stamp would do that. I'd probably
Yeah,
have
and they can explain it all to you there.
to, yeah.
Jason McDonald's from Clarkton, North Carolina.
Clarkton.
Yeah, it's funny how you'll hear names and you had no idea you had a
Yeah,
town.
I've never heard of like a Clarkton.
Yeah, but I'll hear towns and I've never heard of them in our state.
But, you know, there's towns like in Caswell County that towns or areas like Top Knot or something like that, you know, some more Top Knot. There's a Top Knot right up here.
There, I know Top Knot Road.
And then you got Anderson and
Those are
stuff.
communities. Those aren't towns.
Yeah. I always feel funny though saying we're from Mebane, North Carolina, because we're not.
No.
Mebane's in Alamance County.
Yeah, no, we don't. We're really not in a town or a city because we're not.
Prospect Hill would be the closest.
Yeah, but that's a community. That's not a town.
So you'd be Yanceyville.
Well, I don't know because our PO box is Prospect Hill.
Yeah.
So I would say I don't know why we're not Prospect Hill as our address, but you know,
Because the post office can't handle the mail. That's
Yeah.
the only reason why.
I don't know. Jen Edgerton says you need to get some Beekeeper natural immune spray. You can get it on Amazon. I guess for my issue.
No, she don't need nothing bees. Nothing bees.
Nothing natural bees, anyways.
Yeah.
I can't eat raw honey, but we don't know. Well, I'll look it up though, just see what it says.
One fire ant swole her up like a Japanese hornet.
Kyle Dunnigan
Hey, Kyle.
is from Lula, Georgia.
Lula.
I'd like to live in Lula. I just
Lula.
like that. You ever thought about trying to grow some tobacco? I'm kindly curious about the history of it also. It used to be grown around here on little farms, but it pretty well died out, I reckon.
Yeah, I might grow some next year. I've had a lifetime of doing that. So
He said he's sick of it.
I know I'm not sick of it by no means. I miss it. Yeah, we'll probably try to grow a couple of rows next year. I need to just get somebody that's got some plants, which I got a few farmers. I'm sure if I stopped by there, they'd say, "Here, take them."
Which a lot of Joey's age generation has, like they grew up as teens having to pull and working it and throwing up from it, and so they're like, oh, those aren't the fondest memories for them.
No, I enjoyed cultivating tobacco. That was real fun because if the dirt was right and the size of the tobacco was right and it wasn't wilted, that dirt would just slide up under those leaves and just wrap it up real good. So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. And then the stick barns, I enjoyed working in the stick barns. I think I got a video. What was his name?
Kyle.
Kyle, I got a video of last fall where I toured a couple of stick barns that I personally used to house tobacco in, and you could see those.
Bart Sexton says, hey, y'all, from Goldsboro.
Hey, Bart.
So he's another NC person. Timbo says, 7.36 hours from Mountain City, Tennessee to Memphis, Tennessee. We're trying to give Memphis back to Arky, which he means Arkansas. Yeah, we didn't go as far as Memphis. That was still farther than Nikki and Allison's. So, because I was like, do we get to see Elvis's house?
Yeah,
and I was like, oh no, Memphis is past it.
There's some parts of Raleigh that I wouldn't mind annexing, but
that's
in the middle of the state, so we can't quite do that.
That's every state
every state's got a city.
Somebody they want to give back.
Yeah.
Janice says, my part of Mebane is Orange County.
Orange County.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I go down Corbett's Road, I'll hit Orange County before I hit Elements.
Yeah, we're close to the thing. It's just we live in Castle.
Well, and Mebane may want to say, we want to give back those Castle people.
They probably would.
They probably would, yeah.
I mean, I would imagine the mail person, they're like, golly.
Yeah. From All 51 says, okay, I made it for a change.
Hey, Matt's in here. We were just talking about you, buddy.
Jim Kaufman says, Ohio loves the Jtwes family. Just got on a few minutes ago, running late tonight.
And that is Jim
Kaufman.
Jim Kaufman.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
For a while,
we're going to come through your state wide open.
Well, for a while, I've held a grudge against Ohio.
Why?
Just because, I don't know why. I think it was like everybody I met from Ohio was mean, or something in my mind told me I didn't like Ohio.
I had cousins that lived in Ohio for years.
Well, maybe that was it. I don't know. But it was just like, I don't know what made me think, ooh, Ohio people. But since then, I've met so many people that are from Ohio that I like.
Yeah, when we go to Michigan, we're going to, we'll get into Ohio, and somehow or another, we're going to cross over.
I had a grudge against a whole state.
We're going to cross over through some real nice farmland in Ohio to another interstate. I just remember from last year's trip, beautiful country, Amish and all kinds of stuff.
And Will went through Ohio, too, to get to Indiana. Will just took a whole grown-up work trip.
Yeah, he did.
He had to spend a week in Indiana for his work, and he drove. They offered to fly him, but he wanted to drive, so he sure did take a drive for that.
Yeah, I told him to drive. That way if something goes sideways, he's got wheels.
Cornbread says, sliding in late. Hello, Joey and Lino.
That's okay, Cornbread.
Hey, Cornbread. Greg Moser asked, does your land still have a tobacco allotment?
No, they've done away with allotment, Greg. They've done away with a lot of that stuff where pretty much it's just raised on contracts now. You go to Philip Morris and hopefully get you a contract for, 100,000 pounds. And that would be about, if the tobacco's real good, that'd be about 50 acres. Maybe you could do it in 45 acres or 40 acres if it got 2,400 pounds an acre. But it's pretty much just contracts.
Alice says we're at the top of the state and Memphis is at the bottom. We're 2 hours north of Memphis.
Oh, wow.
Allison, have y'all ever been to see Graceland? Jonathan M. Brown says hello from Smithfield, North Carolina.
Smithfield, home of the barbecue.
And Bart Sexton wants to know, did y'all drop off all your mosquitoes on your way to the beach?
Yeah, we did.
Some of these guys are large enough with their friends, they could take you away. Where was I yesterday where I was outside for like 2 seconds and I got a mosquito bite?
I don't remember where we went to the church.
I don't.
We went to church yesterday evening.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know where I was, but oh yeah, just walking from the house
It's
to the
probably on
truck.
porch or something.
Yeah, walking from the house to the truck, I got a mosquito bite on my leg, and it of course swelled up and looked terrible. But I was like, where is it? Because it's not been wet, and usually if there's a lot of wetness, right in front of the house is a little bit low, so water will
Yeah.
stay there.
Needs a French drain.
But I mean, there was no moisture, so yeah, Bart, they're out to get us this year. Pat says you're still in pretty good shape between the tobacco barn and the Steeles at work.
Yeah. Yeah,
Or stilts, yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty fortunate where I can, but my knees are starting to tell it.
Ron Fisher and BR Farms is on.
Hey, Ron Fisher.
Hello from the Richlands.
Richlands and BR Farms.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've seen those before.
And Brian wants to know, Joey, is the wood on the gooseneck natural treated or salt treated?
Have no idea. Whatever Home Depot does, Brian. That's where I got the lumber from, is Home Depot. And I did see a nice message from the Lowe's CEO today, so I'm glad I didn't get it at Lowe's. He said, I don't know if it's true or not, but according to the article, he said, if y'all don't like what we're doing, then don't shop here, go shop at Home Depot. That's what the article said. I don't know.
Laura said she was born in Toledo, Ohio. Were you born in Ohio?
No.
What about Natalie?
I was born in that hospital on Graham Hopedale Road.
Where was Natalie born?
I don't
Here.
know.
Bart says, yesterday I felt like I had acupuncture when I came in. Yeah, but at least with the acupuncture, it doesn't itch for forever afterwards.
Well, he felt like it because he got stung.
Yeah.
so much. I think it's only the female mosquitoes that actually draw blood, just so y'all know.
What?
Only female mosquitoes draw blood.
Oh, do they? Mm-hmm. Go ahead and say something about it. I know all of y'all want to. You had to throw that in there. Okay. J.R. Shotwell is on.
J.R. Shotwell, that sounds like a movie name.
South Boston, Virginia.
South Boston.
And Allison says, I went to Graceland as a child. In general, the entire population of Tennessee tries to avoid Memphis. I'm sure. Cornbread said, thought I was smelling hot dogs. That's what reminded me to check in on y'all. Don't give my hot dogs away. Joey said I could eat all I want.
Yep, you can.
Yeah, you can. We're going to have plenty.
Are we going to grill them or fry them?
Grill them.
Okay.
If we have to set up a charcoal grill, we will, but
Well,
I was
no, I
hoping to
thought
get that big grill.
Well, I'm sure we could.
And if we can't get that one, Josh has one we can borrow.
I know, but I thought, Preacher's got a bunch.
Well, I'm just saying, we'll have a grill. We're going to grill them. I don't want to fry them,
Fried hot dogs are good.
which I don't have a Blackstone big enough. It'd take forever to Blackstone enough, which I guess I could Blackstone them and then put them in a
The one I got,
crock pot to keep warm.
I can do like 3 across, and I could probably do 30 at one time on mine.
We might Blackstone it because they are really good on that.
Yeah, they're real good.
And with the big ones, you kind of take a chance of, do you have the temperature right?
Yeah.
You know, and plus it's so you don't have to tow it behind the truck,
Yeah.
the Blackstone. So we may Blackstone them, but they're really good that way. They're my favorite. Well, besides charcoal. T. Hawkins says, I was in Winston-Salem one time and saw a mosquito so big it had a dog tick on it.
That's pretty good right there.
Danny Henley says, hey, from Oxford.
Hey, Danny, I'm sorry. I was thinking about a joke that I heard Pete at just a few hours say the other day. It was one of those pretty bad, corny jokes of his.
Oh, yeah, some dad jokes.
Yeah. When he said the mosquito.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where was he from, the last one?
Oxford.
Oxford. I'm trying to think about what I've done in Oxford. Where's Oxford at? Oh, Oxford. It's to the right of Roxborough.
Person count,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sold tobacco there one time. And
Ron-
we went through there on the way to Hibernia.
Ron Fisher and BR Farms says, Ron Fisher and BR Farms is the person. The BR stands for my 7 grandchildren. All of their names starts with BR. That's where that comes from.
Oh, wow.
Wow, okay.
That's kind of like Jtwes.
Yeah, so that had to be a whole family agreement.
Yeah.
Could have had somebody in there really wanted to shake things up and change it.
So you got like a Brian, a Bree,
Brandon, Brittany.
Brandy. Yeah.
Allison says, maybe I can bring a griller guy with me for the production of the hot dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how much I'll be able to cook.
right, because we do know somebody in the Bowers family who is a Blackstone master.
I was telling Matt, Farm All 51 the other day, my hope is when we get a section plowed, I want to plant it in rye and drag a little drag over it to work the seed in just a little bit. I'm not worried about, drilling it or anything, because I want to leave that day with that field planted in rye is what I want to do. And I should have time to do that because, you put a spreader on the back of a tractor, I mean, golly, it'll cover 30 feet at one time or better, and up, back, up, and you'd have it. So that's my hope, to have it in some winter rye before we leave, because I don't want it to set clean clean dirt like it did last year all winter. Well, I want a little rye on it.
What it is? It's that clean last year?
What I mean, clean dirt. When we flipped it, the field was just clean as a pin. Nothing to hold back any rain or snow.
So nothing was planted in it
just
after
clean
that?
dirt all the way across the field.
Okay.
So I want to plant it in some rye and get that growing a little bit before winter comes, and it's kind of, it'll help put some stuff back in the soil, and it'll help hold the soil together. And,
Yeah.
of course, obviously Sam's got the big enough equipment where it doesn't matter how big the rye is, he can knock it down.
I know it's National Dog Day, but all I got is cats around this place. And they're always needy of for something. So, but anyway.
We are still moving on there, ain't we?
Well,
No,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
We're moving.
Yeah, we're
on
moving.
there.
Cornbread.
What'd he say?
Did y'all try Duke's mayonnaise in your coffee?
I
No.
thought he was serious about that mess.
No.
Because I was trying to figure out, I was like, why would you put egg and oil in your coffee? Because that's what pretty much Duke's mayonnaise is egg and oil, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
whipped
Yeah,
up.
Yeah.
But you also, creamer is is very fatty, coffee creamer. So I didn't know.
You can see the oil in your coffee creamer.
So I didn't know.
I always like half and half milk, the cream like that.
Janice says, Joey, if you find anyone local that has collard plants, let us know. We want to plant a few. Where do you get them from?
Oh, I don't ever buy
You don't?
collards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, Wayne, he's got greens that he sells, and he may have collards, to be honest with you. You may want to check with him.
Who?
Wayne, Corbett Ridge.
Oh, yeah.
He does keep some of that odd stuff for the older
Okay.
folks over there.
She's so aggressive. Listen. She's a really loud purr.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Oh, and she's very vocal too, though. Press, what is it? She's very loud purr. Timbo says thick cat.
Thick cat.
She's fluffy. A lot of it's her hair, but she's definitely put on some weight. She's an older girl, so I can relate to her. The older you get, you start putting on a little bit of weight. Allison said, speaking of that, right after that conversation, it says, I saw a recipe for hot chocolate made with mayonnaise, so it's not crazy after all. Nobody better give me nothing with mayonnaise. If it's a drink, there better not be mayonnaise in it.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. Because I'm not a big mayonnaise person. Like, if I eat a burger and it squishes out on the side, I don't like that. That's too much. It needs to just be a little layer.
I was hoping to have breakfast for dinner this week, but that ain't gonna happen.
No.
I had too much
We
going on.
got, yeah, I mean, we're going to have to eat on the run this week. Tim T. Hawkins says, I'm new to the channel. Where can I buy one of those Jtwes caps?
Well, goodness gracious, T. Hawkins, that would be at farmmerchbin.com. So all of my videos in the description of the video is a link to the merch bin, and you got me and several other YouTubers on there, and Allison, who you just seen comment, is the one that handles all that for us. So go check it out. We would love for you to get one.
Yes. And Allison and Nikki are the best. Allison's the best at our merchandise. She makes the nicest stuff, and they've got great customer service there too. Joseph Lott says, I drink my coffee black. I wish I did. I feel like I'd be more sophisticated if I drank black coffee.
It's not that bad.
I've tried it. I mean, I probably wouldn't drink it if I had to drink it black.
No sugar, no creamer.
I don't remember any of that because I've never seen you drink coffee.
Well, I mean, it was like when I was little. I mean,
well, probably because you didn't have sugar or creamer. Like, if you had coffee, you're lucky. Brian says, that cat didn't eat a mouse, it ate a wolf rat.
Yeah.
Jada said, good night, enjoyed watching. Good night, Janice.
Bye, Janice.
Oh, but Bart says, hey, Janice, if he has some cabbage collard seeds, if you'd like some.
Oh, Bart did?
Yeah, Bart Sexton. So, Janice, if you want some of those, let us know. We can put
Bart
them two in contact.
Yeah, he can email me.
Alice says that was Duke's mayonnaise, and it said watered down mayonnaise is richer than milk and emulsifies better for making hot chocolate. Oh, and Janice says Bart, I'm not familiar with cabbage collards, I don't think. Josh Hawkins says, banana sandwich, Duke's mayo or peanut butter? Which one?
A banana sandwich?
Mayonnaise.
90% of the time it's going to be Duke's mayonnaise, but occasionally I do like to have a peanut butter banana sandwich. Not very often, but I do enjoy them. But Duke's mayonnaise.
Nick, Allison needs to beat you sometimes.
What did he say?
He says, Allison drinks black coffee and she's not sophisticated. He's always got like these little one-liners against poor Allison. Last week it was about the training, how many hours it took training her on those machines. I guess he keeps her grounded.
I need some of them sophisticated ribs.
Yeah, those were sophisticated.
Yeah.
Bart says those are 10 times better, the cabbage collards.
Cabbage collards.
And Laura says, I like black coffee. And Janice says she'll tell Roger he may know the type.
Well, this unfortunately turns out to be my coffee most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do like coffee. I
don't hardly ever drink it no more. I occasionally when I really want something sweet with like 1,000 grams of sugar in it, I'll take a swig of Lino's coffee.
What, with sugar? Yeah, I like my coffee sweet. I drink my calories.
She likes her sugar with a little bit of coffee in it.
Well, and I drink my calories. Like at Starbucks, I get the cafe mocha, and that's got, of course, chocolate syrup in it, and then I get 2 pumps of caramel in it too, so to make it a little bit sweeter. Yeah, if I ever get diabetic, it's gonna be very hard for me. With my drinks, not so much of like cake and stuff. It's the drinks that I really like, and the only diet drink I will drink is Diet Coke. I don't like any other diet drinks.
Cold Diet Coke.
Cold Diet Coke. Yeah.
Because if it starts warming up, it's got an afterbite that kills you.
Nikki says it's a rough life, talking about poor Allison. All right, well, let's see. Bart says, Josh, try mash your banana, add Duke's, peanut butter, and grape jelly. Mix all together and slap it between 2 slices of bread and chow down. It's delicious. So one day, Bart had only a little bit of each ingredient.
And he mixed
he made him a sandwich out of what he had, like little leftovers. Dwight Moss is on.
Hey, Dwight Moss.
Wants to know what are you going to do with the cotton, or is that just for fun?
It wasn't really for fun. It was for the prospect of my buddy Sam, who owns the farm and the land and stuff. He has a a wedding venue called Rustic Acres. Is that right? Rustic Acres?
Rustic
Rustic
Creations.
a Rustic Creation. One or the other. I'll look it up. Forgive me for not knowing.
I'm looking up right now.
And it was for
Oh, Rustic Destination at Butler Farms.
okay, Rustic Destination at Butler Farms. And it was for if there was a bride or something that says, hey, do you got somewhere I can take pictures? And a lot of them have been doing that. They was taking pictures around the Hastings Corn. They were taking some pictures around wildflowers. So me and Sam was just trying to give them a few options. Sunflowers, which the deer ate up. The cotton, which they obviously didn't eat, and that turned out real well. Now, to answer your question, yes, I do want to pick me a whole big bag of it, at least maybe 2 bags. And me and Nick Blanton was on the phone today. We were talking earlier about some other stuff, and I understand cotton, you can cut your fingers on those bowls that open up, and they're real sharp. So
They look like Venus flytraps.
yeah, so I told Nick, I said, well, Nick, I guess we're going to get us a pair of lineman's pliers with that big flat front on those pliers and reach down there with them pliers and grab that cotton ball and pull it out.
Do you need to borrow my cutting shears for my okra?
Well, no, so the bowl will open up, and what he's talking about, when you reach your finger down there like this to pull that cotton
the
out,
outside shell.
the bowl will stick you and cut you. So I was going to take my pliers and reach in there with my pliers and pull it out and then put it in there.
Well, there's got to be something to make that a little bit
I
better.
enjoy it, and we'll probably raise some again next year because we bought a 50-pound bag, and we only used, gosh, it was just a little bit. So we'll probably raise it again next year along with some Hastings right beside it. I'm not going to promise it to be any sunflowers there. That just did not turn out real great with the deer.
Cornbread says, I can't see straight unless I drink at least 2 cups of coffee.
That's not good.
Joseph Lott says, I had to learn to drink it black years ago where I worked. We had at night was black coffee. And when you have been working for 14 to 16 hours and it's 17 degrees, it's mighty good. Oh yeah, I'm sure I would learn to drink it. If that's all I had, I would probably still drink it. I would just drink it black.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can get used to pretty much anything. Tim Peden.
Tim Peting?
Tim Peden. What's the best year model for Super A?
Tim Peting, what's the best? All of them. Tim, I guess I would, for me, I would want, and I think most of these guys would agree, I would want a Super A that at least had a hydraulic lift on it. Now, albeit it doesn't have to have the fast hitch on the back to be a cultivating tractor. Matter of fact, the one I'm using now only has a few pieces of the fast hitch on the bottom. You wouldn't know it unless I showed it to you. But it doesn't, for all intents and purposes, it does not have a fast hitch. But as you can see from the videos, I've used it all year cultivating and stuff. But I think all of them would be great as long as it had some hydraulics on it, front and back. Because, A's super, well, and maybe I'm speaking out of turn because maybe all Super A's have hydraulic and A's are the one that were manual. So you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not real good on what each model tractor had and didn't have, but to answer your question, hydraulics.
Hold on. Mr. Troy Hawkins ordered a hat already because Allison put, thank you, Troy Hawkins. We'll get that hat headed your way.
Well, thank you, Troy.
Yeah, and see, what did I just say about that customer service? I mean, so quick, so good. Bart says we used to eat our banana sandwiches that way when we were kids. Then acid reflux came and I have to watch the peanut butter.
Oh, man.
Yeah, here the same way. And Farmall 51 says, Joey, when did you say the plow day was?
October the 5th, Matt, and I done told everybody you was coming, so you better show up. No, we were just talking, Matt, about how us and you and the Moors and all the YouTube channels we were talking about around us. And, it's not an opportunity just to see Jtwes, but you can see Matt with Farmall 51 and, Farm Boy 59 and all of us.
Warhorsted is on, says, howdy y'all. The sunflower fields here in Missouri that are for pictures were overtaken by quackgrass this year.
Oh, man.
And T. Hawkins is just saying good night. He's the one that ordered the hat.
Well, thank you, T. Hawkins.
And Bart says, you need long needle nose pliers. And yes, those cotton balls have hypodermic
Needles.
hypodermic
Yeah.
needles on them, like 4 at each tip.
Yeah.
I seen that. I hope the cats to stay away.
What are you talking about? Out here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let them get stuck.
No.
They'll be all right.
Because he put one plant right
Well,
there in the
Sammy
mulch.
raised it from a seed in a windowsill.
I know, you could have put it in the field. You didn't have to put it right in the front garden.
No, then you don't get to enjoy seeing what Sammy raised.
Bart says cotton bowls.
Yeah, cotton bowls is what they're called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kevin Wallace
Hey, Kevin.
is on. Says, hey, Joe and Lena, I'm sorry. My girls had volleyball games and I'm just now getting home.
That's all right.
That's okay. Jonathan M. Brown says, all Super A's have hydraulics. Regular A's are manual.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking as I was talking through it. I
Mm-hmm.
got to thinking, I said, I may be speaking out of term, and A is what's manual anyway. But yeah, I guess hydraulics is big. But I mean, I know maybe Nick, somebody's showing me a tractor, sent me some pictures of a tractor. May have not been Nick. I don't remember who it was, but it was manual, and they do a fine. It may have been John. It may have been Welch. Do a fine job with it, and it's manual lift and stuff, and he does a great job with it.
Gurney says, good night, all. Hit that like button before you leave.
Thank you, Gurney.
Yeah, and so, yeah, it is after 9 o'clock. It's
Is it
9:07, yes.
907. You
And-
gonna run over, Lena?
Well, and I'm sure everybody's tired of hearing my frog voice tonight anyway, so
Yeah, that's okay.
we're...
It's been a wonderful night. Thank y'all for being on here and
And
everybody.
thank you for answering my question about city and
State.
And state. So it's nice. I've seen a lot of places I had no idea that had people there.
And get y'all used to commenting.
Yeah, and Wayne Strickland says, good night, all. Have a safe and blessed week. Enjoy the holiday weekend.
We will. We'll be driving, but we will. Is Stan been on here tonight?
I'm sure he didn't know it was on,
No,
you know.
he may have fell asleep or something.
Well, or he may have been doing something. I don't know. Let's see. Carolina Smith says, I think Super A's have hydraulics. I have a 1941 A that's manual.
Yeah.
And Brian says, maybe one day I'll have me a Super A because it's always good to have a secondary cultivator.
Or if you can find that real rare Super A that's pretty much a Farm All 100 in Super A skin right before they started making the Farm All 100s. There are some, I forget what they call those. They got a special name, but if you can put your hand up under the gas tank in the hydraulics, then you got one. Pretty much.
All right, so I say
Okay.
we just say good night now.
All right, well, I'll let you cut it off. Thank you, guys.
And
so
what about
much.
next Monday? We may not have a live next
Yeah,
Monday.
it just depends on when we get back from Michigan. You know, we might even try to do a quick live out here at the Tractor Shed and show you a few things on the live. That'd be a good idea.
We'll just have to see
And
how
have a
that day
chair.
goes. That's all.
Yeah, if everything works out,
It's a
I'll
long
let y'all
trip
know
back.
if we think we can or not. But anyway, y'all have a good week. Good day. God bless you. God loves you. We'll see you.